90,520 days on Pluto physically feels like 365 days on Earth or 88 days on Mercury because time passes more quickly the higher you go. Isn't that dope? That's sick. I read that, and here's why this whole series is predicated upon that one little line, because when I read that, guess what scripture came alive? A day is as 1,000 years to God. Wow. So, what does that have to do with scripture? And what does that have to do with you? Because I tried to explain this concept to a few people this week, and here's what Sonny said. Huh. What does that matter to the normal person? It's interesting, but what does that matter? Okay, here, let me try to, in 10 minutes and 58 seconds, let me try to take the theory of relativity and make it relative or relevant to your life. When you look in Scripture, so much of God's equipping takes place at places of elevation. One of the most common themes throughout Scripture is mountaintop experiences. Jesus often elevated himself so he could equip himself. His perspective changed when his proximity changed. And in changing those things, it helped with his perception of who he was. So many people I know have this flawed perception of who they are because their perspective has been skewed by who they have allowed to have proximity to them. Oh man, that's sick right there. So they allow negative people to have proximity to them, so in turn, they think that who they are is a negative person. They allow angry people to have proximity to them, so what they think they are, or who they think they are, is an angry person. They allow broke, in debt, can't get it above, paycheck to paycheck people in their proximity, so who they think they are is somebody who will never make it or who will never get over. And so if we want to change our perception of who we are, we have got to limit the proximity that we allow some people to have to us. Because as your proximity to those people increases, your proximity to God decreases. Not because he's moving, but because you're moving. On the flip side, the more you increase your proximity to God, the more you become who you're meant to be. The more you increase your proximity to God, the more your spiritual growth accelerates, because time passes more quickly the higher you go, the more you close the space. As you decrease the space, you increase your integrity. As you decrease the space, you increase your character. As you decrease the space, you increase your love, your joy, your peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control.